That's why I thoroughly believe, and me and you are in lockstep, this deadline has to be busy for Brad Holmes. He has to be busy. And I spoke about this on the show yesterday, in the postgame show. I don't want to be the Steelers, man. All right. And I'm not talking about the Super Bowl winning Steelers. I would, of course, take a Super Bowl. But I don't want to be a playoff team every year and you just float around and you lose and you maybe pop in an NFC Championship game. I don't want to do that. I want to win a Super Bowl. That's why you play the game. You don't play to make the playoffs. You play to win the Super Bowl. So, like, for me, I don't want to be the Steelers, dude. I want to be the Rams. I want to be the Eagles. I want to win a Super Bowl. And I think that has to do with obviously having a talented team, which I think they do have, and they have a young team, which is good. But it also comes from like a general manager perspective. You got to be aggressive. You got to understand the moment. You got to understand windows in the NFL. And you got to look at this team and say, listen, man, we got talent. We got guys that are under contract that we might not be able to extend. We have guys that are in their primes. It's time to strike right now. We don't know how much longer Taylor Decker has. Like, Brad has to look at this deadline and think long and hard. Same with Dan, about how you want to handle this thing. You want to coast and not make a move and roll with what you have? Or do you want to say, hey, you know what? Let's stack up. Because I'll tell you this, like, in the Eagles, I think what they did with Jalen Phillips is really smart because they traded a third-round pick. But if Jalen Phillips leaves, they get a compensatory pick. So Howie Roseman planned that out. They're going to get a pick back if he leaves. So it's not even about, like F them picks. No one's saying F them picks and trade away first. Like, I saw a report that Trey's going for a first. Like, okay, like I understand for an 8-game rental. Like, I would understand why you'd be hesitant on that. But go make a move. Joel Bitonio, the left guard in Cleveland, he would fit perfectly to replace Christian Mahogany. He would slot right in. You don't have to make him play out of position. He would be an excellent addition for a team. I know the Cleveland Browns are technically, they're reporting they're buyers of the deadline, which is stupid. But if they're selling, go get Joel Bitonio. Go inquire about some other pass rusher. Go inquire about a corner, whatever. They got to make a move. And I would say, and that's why I gave Corey the over under 1.5. You asked this yesterday. I think it should be over. I think it should make 2 trades.
I think it should be. I'm with you. I think the thing too, the point you brought up with the Eagles is like some of these guys on expiring deals. The Eagles have done a good job at that every year. The Chiefs do a good job at that. The 49ers of bringing guys in on expiring deals because like the way the comp picks work, to get a comp pick, you have to have more players essentially leave at the end of the season in free agency than you do sign them and sign players. So the more players you bring in at the deadline that are walking away gives you a better opportunity to get a comp pick, right? Like, and if you're giving up with the Eagles, you give up a third, right? That's another player. Like, you don't have to if you don't re-sign Jalen Phillips, you put yourself in a position to get a third. And it's like, why wouldn't Brad want to do that? Give up a third, put yourself in a spot to where you have opportunities to get these comp picks as well. They've done it in the past. I think obviously he went out and got a couple smaller guys, and maybe that was more so when you look back at it, maybe a little bit more strategic. But a lot of these contending teams to get more picks and like, hey, we're going to give up a third, knowing we're not going to re-sign him and put ourselves in a position to get another pick back. And it's essentially a rental for free.
I've interrupted the video to tell you about our friends over at Sleeper and the new promotion they have going on. A brand new promotion is now live on Sleeper that could be paired with the 100% deposit match promotion that's already been going on. It's a free $20, no deposit required, plus first-time users will also receive 100% deposit match up to $100. Use the code CT Sports. You guys should already be using Sleeper. It's one of the fastest organically growing fantasy platforms in the entire world with millions and millions of active users. They are crushing it. And if your state allows it, you should be using Sleeper Picks. It's a real money product that connects friends over picks. You just choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame live or across different sports. Pick more or less than the predicted stats. And on Sleeper, you can get up to 1,000x payouts. Share with your friends. Get rewarded together. Don't forget, code CT Sports. Get a $100 deposit up to $100, and you got your free $20 entry. Sleeper is taking care of their customers. Always remember, gamble responsibly. Now let's get back to the video.
Right. Yeah. That's what they need to be looking at. They need to look at that. And that's why the more they do it, like when you do look at the Eagles, they get multiple guys that are on expiring deals. They do that. And then they sign 1-year deals as well. Because guess what, with the 1-year deals, you're probably not signing those guys again next year. That's more players that leave in free agency. Guess what that means? That's potentially that's going towards more comp picks potentially. So that's what, and Ghetto Boy wants to, we don't have a third to trade because of the Tesla thing. You did give up 1 million thirds for Tesla. So it does suck. I mean, literally, honestly, listen, hindsight, one of the biggest reasons, at least at crunch time when we were doing the show, one of the biggest reasons that we were upset about the Tesla thing, it wasn't the player, but it was giving up all those thirds. And what was the one thing that we actually said during the draft show? I think I might have brought it up. Someone brought it up. Those third round picks are useful at the trade deadline, right? Very useful. That third round picks are dealt at the trade deadline.
Yep.
We literally talked about that on the draft show. Was like, hey, when the trade deadline comes around, keep an eye on those third round picks because you just gave all of them up. So great point from Get a Boy One there. Great point.
Yeah, they have a second. I mean, it's just I don't know. I'm just looking at the landscape right now. I like the Joel Bitonio move because it makes more sense than a guy like Kevin Zeitler, even though I love Kevin Zeitler, but you would be basically in a pickle with him and Tate Ratledge where they both play right guard. So you're either going to make Kevin Zeitler play left guard at his age or you're going to make Tate Ratledge play left guard. So you rather just have an easy fill-in, the guy you can slot in and Joel can do that. I think Brad, it just has to be, I think I'm hoping that loss, you mentioned this on the post-game show, like maybe, and actually Hutch said this apparently to the media as well, like maybe it's a little blessing in disguise. Hopefully it woke Brad Holmes up out of everyone a little bit.
Dan said it in his press conference today.
Did you hear what they asked him, which I'm worried about? I'm worried about this. They said, will you look at guys returning as kind of a deadline? Like, like it's like, oh, we're getting additions. Like, is that kind of your,
he said, yeah.
And we are getting some guys back. Please don't look at guys returning.
So
please.
Dan's quote today, when he was asked about it, he said, "This may have been the best thing that happened to us. We had to overcome this. We have to do." All right, don't read it. I typed this really bad, but he said this might be the best thing that happened to us. This might force change. Like that was part of, not exact quote, but he said essentially this might force a change. So when you hear that, you go, okay. And then he also brought up today, he talked about how they need to still sit down and like they've already graded some players for their trade deadline. Like they've already talked about it. And he's like, I can't give you guys if we're going to do something or not. But, last week he was like, we're not going to be that active. But then today he didn't say no. Like he was like, yeah, we're talking about it. We're having conversations. Yeah. What's going to happen too, right? When we get off the show, there's going to be a trade.
Well, I was like Corey. I woke up. I was up this morning, and boom, popped up on my phone.
Right on my phone as soon as I woke up.
Guys sleep, dude. I mean, it's 7 a.m. They trade for Jalen Phillips.
Yeah,
it's not like they're on a different time zone. I mean,
to be fair,
this guy Howie Roseman's just working.
Brad Holmes is like a 1 a.m. guy. We've gotten some Lions news at like midnight. Yeah. So I might be up all night and then wake up early for work tomorrow and hope that, I think if there is, let's just say hypothetically, in a hypothetical world, no move is made. I think that would be one of the more disappointing moments over the last couple of years with this Lions team. I think this deadline, and we're not saying it from a point of this team is bad, make a move. We're saying it from you need help. Okay, that's different. Like you're a team that's kind of this like borderline contender. Like they've shown they can be, they've shown they can't be. It's like Brad's made a move every deadline. Yeah.
I think Za'Darius was the best player they added. I'm not just talking about the edge. I'm just talking about the player. It took Aiden dying on the field for that to happen. You can go make a trade and get a pretty good player, Joe Bitonio, whoever it is, some offensive line. You don't need anyone to die on the field. I mean, Chris Mahogany technically just is out for most of the year. You can still go get some talent, Brad. Like I don't want to Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah.
I don't want to be.
If he doesn't, it's disappointing. Because then really at that point, it's like, when are you going? Like, when are we going to go all in? Like, what has to happen for you to go all in? He did, again, that's why I am confident he does. A lot of people are saying he's not going to. He never does. He did it last year with Za'Darius Smith. Hutch goes down. He went and got Za'Darius Smith. He did it. He was like, we have a need. We're going to go do it. I think there's a need at offensive line.
Yeah.
Not even I think there is a need. There is a need. And you can't sit there and be like, I will rely on Yodi to go out there. Like, I think Yodi is a good football player, but he's not a long-term starter in the NFL. He's not at that level.
He's just like a
So you got to go get and there's guys available. Why there's guys available right now. It's not like there's just no one available.
Titans just made a trade. They traded Ravens got Jermont Jones for a 5th. I like Jermont Jones too. He's a good player. See, teams are making moves. You got to get active. I'm telling you, guys are, there's not too many good players available every deadline. And if you don't make a move, they're going to start dropping like flies, man. So hopefully we'll see. Maybe you're right. Maybe I have to watch after the show. Brad makes a move.
Something's going to happen. I know a lot of people, and I see a lot of Lions fans being very negative and being like, no trade. Like I put the tweet out today. What do you guys think? There are a lot of people like they're not going to make a move. I do have confidence, and I might look very stupid. Brad might make me look really dumb. I do have a lot of confidence that Brad Holmes makes a trade. I do. I don't think Brad's been a guy. He has made a trade at every deadline, has he not?
Yeah, because we'll trade away TJ, traded for DPJ, traded for Zadarius.
I don't see a world where this seems like the most important one, and he just wouldn't do it.
Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.